Good morning, folks. Welcome to the start point of the Yorkshire Wolds Way. It is a gloomy and rather chilly Monday, March morning. I am here to do this 80-mile trail, or to have a go at doing this 80-mile trail and test out the new Topo Athletic Traverse shoes and see how they fare. I want to see if they're going to be as good as or better than the MTN Racer 3s that I used in Spain. Currently wondering if I should have brought some trousers because it is pretty cold. Going to be good conditions actually because it's quite wet. I'm expecting a decent amount of rain and quite a bit of mud. So we'll see how these shoes cope with all that. Whew, it's been a good test this morning for the shoes. As you can see from the state of my leg, it's been quite muddy. You see, absolutely caked on the shoes completely. It's been absolutely ridiculous this morning. The trails are just like mud baths. Started on the banks of the Humber. When I was walking along there, it was really, really slippy, and there was like a layer of what I can only describe as goop. But the shoes coped with it pretty well. I've not got them actually very wet so far. They've performed real well along the terrain they've been on. One thing that has done quite well, they've been shedding the mud pretty well. It's not been sort of like caking up and blocking all the grips up. So that's good. Another thing, I've not had anything entering the back of the shoes. I'm not wearing gaiters, but I've not had anything coming into the back of the shoe at all, which is something I had a problem with the Ultra Olympus. So that's good news. But they've been comfy. The ground feels pretty good so far. Could do with maybe a little bit more cushioning. I'm not sure. Maybe yeah. But so just in case you've been wondering what the terrain's like on this hike, two fields I've just come across now, basically just been kind of like this that you see here, but grassy. So it was basically just walking across a big marsh. You can see down here the hoof prints. Every time you put your foot down, it's squelching and slipping and sliding. And you can see just how much mud there has been and wet. So if this isn't a good test for these shoes, I really don't know what is. So I think I've found my camp spot for tonight at Warren Percy, the deserted medieval village. Let's just have a look today. Today's mud definitely beats yesterday's mud. That's pretty grim. So how are the shoes doing? That's the more important thing. Well, there's been a lot of slipping today, but I'm going to be completely honest, I don't think anything apart from spikes would have gripped through what I've been walking through today. It's been absolutely atrocious. Now I always wear two pairs of socks when I'm hiking. I wear a liner sock and then a merino sock on the outside of that. So I've not been feeling a great deal of water getting through. I know it has got through because I've had the shoes off once to remove something, but they've handled the water really, really well. I've been surprised. The MTN Racer 3s wouldn't have done this well, I know for certain, but these have handled it fantastically well. One thing I have noticed compared to the MTN Racer 3, when I have been on a road, there has been a bit of road walking today, or a pavement, the I've been getting a bit of a pain in the ball of my foot. Now, it's not been bad at all, but it's been noticeable, and that didn't happen with the Mountain Racer 3. So I am going to put that down to less cushioning in this shoe, which I think, so far from my experience with them, that would be my major complaint. For me, anyway, not enough cushioning for my liking. I would like to see, now if they could put in the same amount of cushioning that's on the Mountain Racer 3, that would be a very, very interesting shoe. But so far, so good. I will say the stability they provide is really good. I would liken it to having boots on, obviously without the ankle support, some low-cut boots. They are very firm and very supportive. The tread, that mega grip outsole also fills you with confidence. Sometimes actually it makes me overconfident. And again, the comfort as well. The Topo Fit, as they call it, where you've got this, oh, that's difficult to do this time of day. You've got this wide toe box at the front so your toes can splay out, and then as you move through the shoe, it narrows slightly through the middle and narrows slightly at the heel. I find that fit for me works really, really well. So I am going to get myself a drink, have a sit down, possibly in the church actually. There's a ruined church just through there that you might be able to make the walls out of. And then I'm going to think about putting my tent up, probably. So I left camp this morning about a mile and a half ago. The shoes hadn't dried overnight, which I fully expected. One, they were caked in mud, and two, I'd been walking through wet grass, and three, it wasn't really shoe drying weather. But I did notice a big difference in how dry they were compared to the Mountain Racer 3s. They definitely do dry more efficiently than the Mountain Racer 3s. Whether that's due to the insole, I mean, I've got, again, 2 pairs of socks on this morning, and, excuse me, I can't feel any damp at all, or any water through the socks. Right, well, I'm nearing the end of the Wolds Way. I believe I've got probably 7 or 8 miles to go, and the wind has not let up all day. I am absolutely sick of it, hence why I'm pushing on to do a roughly 32-mile day to finish the trail off. There's not been a great deal of rain today, and the ground as well has been a lot less boggy and a lot less muddy. A lot of the trail today has been like this, nice easy walking. So conclusions about the shoe. I guess the main question is, would I buy another pair myself? And I've been debating that for the last hour or so, and I think the answer is probably no. It's mainly due to the lack of cushioning compared to the Mountain Racer 3. I have found them quite hard. Not uncomfortable. I personally just prefer more cushioning. So we'll do a good bad roundup. Good points. It's going to sound silly, but I like the colour and I like the style of them as well. And Ultra, I'm looking at you when I say that some manufacturers could learn a thing or two from Topo about build quality, because they are really, really well put together, these shoes, and the Mountain Racer 3s were no different that I used as well. Really, really well made. I like the laces. The laces, I have problems with some, again, Ultra. On the Olympus 5s especially, the laces tended to come undone quite easily. These, I don't even have them double knotted. They're just tied like a school kid. And they haven't come undone once, they've not even slackened off. Really happy with them. What else? I've said it before plenty of times, but the Mega Grip outsole, I think you are really going to struggle to find any sort of trail shoe or trail running shoe that is going to grip any better than these do in all sorts of different terrain. And experience as well with the Mountain Racer 3, it wears really well. Like I say, the Mountain Racer 3's lasted me a good 600 miles at least. Drying time compared to the Mountain Racer 3, pretty good, not bad. Yeah, quite impressed actually. In fact, the whole way they've handled the mud and the water on this trail, I've been pretty impressed with. The insole, I can't say I've felt a great deal of difference comfort-wise with the insole, but it's certainly not absorbed water like a sponge, so it's doing what it says on the tin there. What else? Bad points, I guess. They're a little firm for my liking, as I say, not quite enough cushioning in there to comfort these long mile days for me. I prefer my shoes a little more responsive as well, a little more trail runnery, so I think that's possibly the rock plate that's in them taking away some of that ground feel. I will carry on using these. I'm not going to sell them. I do like them, I just don't love them enough to buy another pair. So who would I recommend them for? I think if you're someone who's maybe looking to transition from hiking boots to something low cut or less weight, but still with the support and the stability, I think these would be a pretty good choice for you. And they make you feel like you can bundle through any sort of terrain at all without much of a problem. Like I said before, that can result sometimes in a little bit of overconfidence. Who are they not for? If you're someone who likes a lighter running shoe for the trail, for your hiking, if you're someone that likes a bit more responsiveness, that likes that cushioning, that sort of max cushioning effect, these aren't going to be for you. If you like the feel, be able to feel the ground through the sole of your foot, these aren't for you at all. But like I say, I really do think they'd be a fantastic choice for someone looking to transition from a hiking boot, or someone that wants a hiking shoe with some decent support that's also quite burly and capable. The comfort, apart from the cushioning, I can't fault the comfort because the Topo fit with the wide toe box and the slightly narrowed up heel works perfectly for me. It's not for everyone, granted, but it works really well for me. So that's going to be me done, guys. Sorry I've rabbited on so much. I hope you've enjoyed this review from the trail as it happens. A little bit different to the normal stuff, but that's about 100 miles. Well, it will be about 100 miles with these by the time I get to the end point, hopefully this evening. So hope you've learnt something, hope you found the video useful in some way, and if you do decide to buy a pair of these, or if you're enjoying using another pair of Topos or any other running shoes, please drop a comment in, tell me what you're using and tell me how it's working out for you. It might be something that I want to pick up and try myself. Alright guys, take care, have a fantastic day and happy trails.